how disrespectful the game is. 61 awareness is just brutal. You're a 4-year guy at Ohio State. What the hell happened?
I just think they think rookies are dumb.
That makes me think your Wonderlic was not good.
Welcome back, guys, to Not Just Football with Cam Heyward, and we are finally back with a full episode breaking down training camp best stories, the NFL Top 100, Madden Ratings, and the greatest summer movie of all times. But first, the word is out. We're excited to officially announce that we've joined SB Nation and the Vox Media Podcast Network. Be sure to check out SBNation.com and their Steelers community behind the steel curtain for coverage and clips from our episodes. And all right, it's time to start things off. Let's get started with a little 3 and out.
Well, first off, great read. That was beautiful. You did a great job on that. All right, but let's get into it. 3 and out. We're going to start off first here. NFL Top 100 players was dropped this past week. You came in at a respectful 98. I'm sure you're not happy with that rating, but I am curious, how do certain guys feel about this? I think me and you talked before the show. Some guys are left off the list. Some guys are put on the list. How do you and how do your teammates feel about the list?
I think personally, and like for my situation, I know I got a lot to prove coming off an injury. Other than that, guys don't really care here. You just get surprised because, like, I saw a clip online. It was, I think Tyreek was number 1, and then Snead, who dominated the matchup, wasn't even on the list. He went unranked. And so when you look at stuff like that, you're like, is this a complete list? Who's making this list? I know they say players, make the list, but, like, Snead was pretty much the top corner all year.
It is crazy how a guy like that is forgotten off the list. Do you think it's because, like, you've done this before? What is it like when you're sitting back there and rating these people? Like, do they give you help, or do you have to just come up with on your own?
Well, it's funny. You look at it and you say, they were a great team. You had Pat Mahomes, you had Chris Jones, you had Travis Kelce. But then it's like, is it just them or are there other guys? And I think sometimes when you watch the better teams, you struggle to decipher, is it another guy or is it just you're good by the company you keep? I think Snead dominated in that playoff series to even get to that point. And then when they got in the Super Bowl, I thought he was making plays left and right. I don't know how you keep a guy off that list.
Well, especially like how many guys in that defense, obviously Chris Jones maybe, but how many more guys do you name before you even get to him?
I wouldn't put anybody else, besides Snead. I think Snead's the second guy on the list. Chris Jones had a heck of a playoff run, nothing against him, but like you could make a case that Snead was the most impactful player on that playoff run.
I think he got proven that in free agency. He was clearly a commodity and everybody wanted him, right? And he obviously switched teams, but I look at it and you say guys don't talk about it. There's no way in the locker room you guys aren't talking about that list.
What do you mean, bro? We got a million things to worry about. Like, multiple guys got to worry about me, and I got to worry about them. Just the grind of camp. I don't think we really have time to really be working about a Madden rating, which we can't even play right now. It's like, everybody makes a big stink about the ratings are here. You can't even play the game. We do not have the game. So, until Madden releases it to the players, it's really just much ado about nothing.
The players don't have their Madden yet? Because that's our second down, by the way. That's our second down is Madden ratings and what they represent and how guys feel about that. Because it's kind of similar to the top 100. You say they don't talk about the top 100, but I think you are a little flustered with Madden ratings. I saw George Pickens do a thing this week where he's pissed at his Madden rating.
George is mad at the world. George is, he's competitive and, we're all trying to prove our ratings. We all feel like we're sliding in different ways. But you don't really get to take care of that until the games matter. So, I think, George is definitely capable of more, and George needs to be known as, a hot commodity, a top wide receiver in our league. But it's a different team, and they're just looking from an outside view. They don't really understand what's going on here.
All right, now speaking of Madden ratings, there is one that I think me and you are both interested in, and that's our friend Connor Heyward. Who is a 66 overall. Now, you have to take enjoyment out of give him some crap for that, right?
No, I don't. Because I was in his shoes at one time. Everybody likes to crap on the younger players when they first come in the game, the players that aren't that most hype. But I will say, anytime I do play a franchise, I do draft Connor Heyward as my fullback, or my third tight end, or my second tight end. I move him around, get him involved, and he tends to grow a lot after I use him in the first couple of games.
I do actually do the same. He's always a great late round pick. And he's a little Swiss Army knife. I could put him wherever. Now, let's go a little bit to you. Do you remember what your rookie Madden rating was?
Without cheating, I know it's on the screen, but I really did not remember it. I remember when I was first on the game, and you just get so excited. You're finally on a game with your face, because like in college, it's just like a made-up face, and the faces they choose in college football are disrespectful. They look nothing like you. Hopefully, they've gotten better in the new college football, but back then, you could be black and you should be white. You could be white, you should be black. You could be a heavier set and be skinny, or heavier set. You could have dreads and you really have long hair. It used to be all over the place. But, I think when you get to Madden, it gets a little bit more lifelike. But I wasn't starting the game, but I had to force myself to start. I just remember inserting myself in that lineup pretty early.
Okay, well, thank you for that soliloquy there. Appreciate it. 74 overall. Yeah. 73 speed, 91 strength, which the game knew you were strong. But this is where I love how disrespectful the game is. 61 awareness is just brutal. Like, did they not think you're a 4-year guy at Ohio State? What the hell happened?
I don't know. I guess my awareness is why we didn't win a national championship or something. Like, I don't know how they must have took like my Wonderlic test or something. I don't know. Like, I couldn't even tell you what I got on the Wonderlic. I don't think I had a conversation about my Madden rating. Hey, how can we really describe your awareness? But I just think they think rookies are dumb.
That makes me think your Wonderlic was not good. What was it?
What was it?
You know what it was. Tell me what it was.
Bro, they just said C.J. Stroud was one of the dumbest players off of a test, and then looks what happened. He's the rookie of the year, one of the top quarterbacks in the league. Like, this testing and stuff, it gets overblown, and you see the Madden ratings, you see all this stuff besides football. When it comes down to it, when guys play football, they're actually pretty smart and intelligent.
I think Stroud purposely failed the Wonderlic so he could get to Houston. I think it was all intentional. So he's actually smarter than we give him credit for on that.
Maybe I did that too. Maybe that's why I found the 31.
I mean, listen, it worked out good for everybody there, right? All right, well, I actually wanted to ask you about something. I was on Reddit the other day, and I saw a letter from a guy named Ethan Albright.
Reddit boy.
And have you seen this? He wrote a letter to Madden. He was not happy with his rating. Have you heard any of this?
I haven't. I haven't had time to really dive into the Reddit.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I know you're busy. You look like you're in a prison right now. I see Fortnite going on in the background.
Yeah. Sorry, guys. My son's in the background. He is having some fun playing some Fortnite. He's got some new characters. Deadpool's on there, so he's having a good time.
Well, earmuffs here for a second, Cal. So,
Cal, earmuffs.
Hi, John. My name is Ethan Albright. I play line for the Washington Redskins. You probably already knew that, so I'll continue. I'm writing in regards to my overall rating of 53 that I received in Madden Football 2007. I feel like this is fucking bullshit, and you should kiss my motherfucking ass. Ahmad Carroll was rated 78, and the Packers just cut his ass Tuesday morning after his performance on Monday Night Game. That is pretty terrible. The worst part is the overall rating was sniffing an 80. You know what, John? 2 could play this game. I rate you a fucking 12. I rate you a fucking 12 in Ethan Albright 2000 ever, except in the category of ball licking, there is an absolute spot of 98 rating. You will reveal the score, relive the score. I will never your blubbery ass at 99 in any category, sorry. Take that pencil dick and go do Al Michaels or something. Boom. There's plenty more here, and I'll leave the link for you, but have you ever wanted to write Madden how upset you were with your rating like Ethan Albright?
I don't take it that seriously.
That's not true, though. I played with you.
I get mad about it, but like, bro, I got a million things to worry about. Like, emailing Madden is probably the last thing I want to freaking do.
Well, you could probably go directly to
Plus, I don't think I'm that creative to write that type of letter. Like, I might have a good one-liner every day, a nice zinger, but to go on a tangent and, do multiple paragraphs, that's just not my style.
Well, Ethan went in. I mean, he's clearly upset about his rating, but I would also maybe say to him, maybe that's why you're the 53 overall. Because like you said, you don't have time to even be worried about this. And Ethan's in trading camp writing this kind of letter, right?
Yeah, we might have to do a where are they now and just talk to Ethan, see how he's doing, and see if he ever was able to recover.
I mean, hopefully Madden at least bumped him to like a 58 in the update or something like that. I mean, I know those matter too, because, you know, Connor could always get bumped up, as could you, in the middle of the season with the Madden updates. So maybe that's what they did for him.
Well, you never know. The cool thing I remember years ago, they would have me in as D end, and so my ratings would be one way. But then when I slide myself to D tackle, it would actually be higher. So like you have to kind of I don't know if that works for offensive linemen as much, but like for defensive linemen, we definitely use that little trick.
Have you guys been playing in NCAA there? What we playing in camp right now?
Cal's playing Fortnite. What else are we playing? Man, I've been playing a little bit of college football. I'm starting to get the hang of the buttons and understand the hot routes and everything. I beat TJ Watt in PS5 on college football. You know, he chose Texas. I had O State. You can ask him about that score rate. Got pretty rough, pretty fast. But other than that, I don't think we played anything else.
What are we passing the time with there, though? You playing, what's the card game you guys like to play? What's the...
Oh, we haven't been doing the card game. We've been playing a lot of categories, and it's gotten very intense. You know, you have to be quick on your feet, have a lot of responses, make sure the answer isn't the same as another person. The score right now, I have a win. TJ has a win. Larry Ogunjobi does not. And TJ is holding it over Larry's head. We will get to the bottom of this because it's getting very serious and people are very threatened by this. And then also we're playing Uno. And the guy you got to watch in Uno is Patrick Queen. He's the guy who likes to stack multiple cards on top of each other and, you know, just try to deplete his cards as fast as possible. It gets out of control. He's one of those guys that, like, you can stack multiple ones or multiple +2s, and then it goes to the next person. So then he says Uno, and then he's, like, down to one card and, like, after one hand. So it's getting pretty intense in the board games and card games, but it's a good time.
So the new guy coming in and taking over Uno, huh?
He thinks he's Mr. Uno.
I mean, he looks like he's really fitting in well. He seems like he's getting along great, especially with that linebacker room. I saw him and Landon Roberts pretty pumped up. A couple videos I've seen.
Yeah, you know, between him and I think the linebacker room, they're all pretty tight. They got Peyton Wilson in there. They're teaching them. But I think, you know, the defensive rooms. You know, you got your D line, you got your inside linebackers, you got your DBs. Everybody's really trying to, you know, grow to each other. We got some newer guys, you know, whether it's Deshaun Elliott playing back there with Minka Fitzpatrick or Pat Queen. So, you know, we're just trying to take advantage of this time. You know, Coach always talks about the things you can't measure, and you really got to, you know, put in effort to really maximize those.
Yo, one thing, and this isn't on our sheet or anything, but I did want to ask you, did you see Arthur Millett's comments calling out, saying the city of Pittsburgh doesn't have as good a food as Baltimore and it's not as cool of a city? You've got to defend Pittsburgh here. The food in Pittsburgh is as good as the food in Baltimore, right? Come on.
I like a good crab cake every now and then, but, you know, besides that, like, what does Baltimore really have over us when it comes to food? But, you know, I think Art's just mad that Pat left for the greener pastures. So, you know, and Pat had a heck of a comment, you know, Marlon Humphrey talking about the greener pastures. So, you know, I think there are a lot more Baltimore Ravens that would like to be in this situation rather than that situation.
I agree, my friend. I'm glad you said it. I agree completely. Thank you for defending the city. I agree.
All right, the final news item of the day is former U.S. gymnast Michaela Skinner chose to question this team, and when they won, Simone Biles made sure she ate her words. Skinner blocked Biles after. Hayden, I'm wondering, when was the last time you got blocked online, and why did it happen?
Oh man, I think I one time was actually, this is kind of sad to admit, I was defending my brother in a somebody was talking crap about him. He didn't play well or something like that, and I went after the guy. And I think guy, and and he didn't like what I had to say. I kept going at him, and the next thing you know, I was blocked, and that was the first time I ever got blocked. And it was actually kind of like a crowning achievement. It felt very good to be blocked. I feel like you probably haven't been blocked before, have you?
I haven't been blocked, but I have like weird ways of like, instead of like blocking a person, I kind of just, you know, kind of poke the bear and just like, oh, let's keep this going. Let's see how much you can keep rattling off. And then they just kind of, spin around their words. And then they are like, oh, can I get an autograph? Or they say something stupid like that. And it's like, what were you really trying to get at here? Like, they try to be trolls, but like they're not true to their process.
No, I agree. And I also think blocking, I don't want to say it looks weak, but I'm also like, I don't want to give that person the power where like I blocked them. So I don't really care. Like that's kind of my opinion on it. Mm-hmm. But I will say you did something a few weeks ago with trolls that I thought was genius. And you just answered their questions politely on Twitter or X. And I will say they really had nothing to say after. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's actually a great, like, I commend you. It's a great thing. And I need to probably take that, that road because you did a great job. Like, you totally just disarmed them.
Yeah. Sometimes you can shoot a one zinger and like kind of just put the person under, but like if you are honest and they want to hear you talk, I'm for that. Like you might have a different opinion than me, as long as you're not disrespectful or not disrespecting my family, I'm game to talk. I have a podcast. Sometimes I don't shut up enough, but I think if you can engage in meaningful conversation and either inform a person or correct the person, I think that goes a lot more. And, you could be a better fan because of it. You could be, understand what you're looking at. Sometimes, they oversimplify things. They'll be like, oh, well, you guys didn't stop the run. And it's like, why didn't we stop the run? What were you looking at? Did I not do my job? Did the corner not replace? Did the linebacker not get off a block? Like, there are multiple things to that, but we don't take it a step further. We just say, well, you're the leader. You got to do something about it. And it's like, I am doing something about it. Just because you're not in the meeting doesn't mean I'm not doing something about it. So I think, there's good talk to be had. And sometimes you just don't need to run away from it.
No, I think you're right. I think it's also pretty telling that all of us on Twitter who are commenting on the sport, A, don't know what we're talking about, and B, are idiots when it comes to football. And I think it's good to hear that you realize that just because some dude says stop the run, he has no idea, A, what to do to stop the run, and B, what you need to be doing. So I actually appreciate that. Yeah. That's a really grown-up response by you. I am really, that was a great thing you did a few weeks ago where you just totally disarmed those dudes. So great job, man.
Thanks.
But how is Latrobe? I can see the Fortnite in the background, and you didn't decorate the room at all again. I see the window. How is college life been for you?
It is going just as you expected. We are out in Latrobe. We are bonding. We are doing kumbayas. But there are a lot of white rooms, and I'm doing a little bit of babysitting. Got my son up here, but. I'm just, this is the time you bond and you create a good team. And so I'm just trying to take advantage of that opportunity and trying to get better every day.
Do you have any training camp memory, a story, a prank, anything that is singed in your brain?
Ooh, singed in my brain.
If that's a word, by the way.
I think it used to be really cool when you would see guys come in for the first day of camp with different ways to travel. Brett Kiesel one time came in a construction car. I think James Harrison came in like one of those tiny little smart cars one time. Mm-hmm. But, to top it all off, who took it to a completely different level, Antonio Brown. He came in on a helicopter on the first day, and I think that was just everybody was at a loss of words because that was just like very creative and so very AB, and that was pretty special. Oh, another one. There used to be a game that Marquise Pouncey, a couple other linemen, and Ben would play before practice. And so they would start at like the 10-yard line. They have to throw a ball, and they have to hit the post. So Marquise Pouncey was actually a pretty good thrower. I'll give him credit on that. And so they got to like the 30-yard line because you move back 5 yards each time. And Mike T's messing around. He's like, if you hit this one right here, I'll cancel practice right now. I kid you not. He's like, bet, throws it, hits it. We run off the field. We're done with practice. Everybody was so hyped for that moment to get out of practice. We were so thankful because, like, it was one of those days. It was one of the dog days. So, like, he came through in the clutch, and, you know, Pounce was our hero.
Wait, was the whole team around watching this?
Yes.
So the pressure was on, and he hit it.
Pressure was on. It was a clutch moment, like, and, like, we were like, Mikey, you can't go back on your word now. Like, we are getting out of this practice. I felt bad. I think I don't remember the fans being there or not, but, like, if they were there, it was insane to get out of practice like that.
Man, that had to be an amazing feeling. Good for Pouncey though too. Who knew he could sling it like that? How's camp been though? Everything been good? You feel good? Team looks good?
Feel good. Team looks good. You know, I think we just had our Friday night light practice. You know, we got a good team, but excited to take it into a stadium next week and just keep growing from this.
I know Pads just came on recently, but how would you rate the physicality so far?
Physicality has been an all-time high. You know, I feel like you watch some of our guys we have, Patrick Queen, Orlando Roberts, Najee, Jalen Warren, they have been getting after and back some backers. Mike T's trying to kind of pull those guys out and give some other guys a chance. But, man, the physicality of it is really special.
Any rookies standing out so far?
Oh, rookies. Man, you know, I think the one thing you can see in a guy like Peyton Wilson is just he's got a great motor, and he's just ball aware. You know, even if a guy makes a catch, he's got to secure it because Peyton's raking down the ball. We've had a lot of really good turnover-worthy moments. Just punching the ball loose, not just by him, but a group of guys that have just been keyed and locked in on that.
And I'll tell you, and obviously it's just videos, and I think you guys were in shorts when I saw this video. The explosiveness, though, from him, and I know we talked about it at the draft show with him, but, like, that dude looks fast out there. Like, the linebackers look like they can all run, which is a great great look. But let me ask you this. And I know you've got to go home a few times, I believe. I could be wrong on that. But what's the first thing you're doing when you leave Latrobe for good? Where are we going? Food spot? Going anywhere with the family? What are we doing?
When I leave for good, I'm just headed straight home, bro. There is no stops. This is just get home, be with the fam as soon as possible. You know, obviously be safe, but I'm not messing around. I love Latrobe for what it is, but it's not the most scenic route, and it is about getting to, you know, from point A to point B.
Yeah, no, it is not the most scenic route. I love Latrobe too. Don't get me wrong, but I'm with you and I understand that.
And I would say the food spot while we're up here, you know, as a D line, we went to the local hibachi, had fun there. It's always a good time to get everybody together. And then also there's a place called Sharky's that is a stable that, you know, if you're looking for good wings, oven roasted wings, that's the spot to go.
You actually told me about Sharky's. I don't believe it. Like, I know you say that, but, like, I'll try it.
Hey, when you guys come up here for our, you know, our special episodes, they're coming down the road. But we're gonna go back to Sharky's.
We'll check out. We will check out Sharky's when I get there. We will be there. So thank you for announcing that. All right, last thing here. We're gonna do a little draft here. Three picks each. I'll let you go first. Mm-hmm. I have an idea what I think yours are. We're going to do best summer movies, draft 3. You'll go first, and then I get the next 2, then you.
All right. With my first pick, this is a movie you've always got to watch in the summer. If you're not watching this in the summer and you have kids, you will miss out on so many good memories. You know, it's got a dog there. It's got sports. It's got Wendy Peppercorn. I'm talking about Sandlot. That is a movie you have to watch in the summer. You know, it's great around 4th of July. It's, you know, you can have a s'more, you can have popcorn. it's just a good freaking time.
I knew that was coming. I did. That was so obvious. And it's a great movie. It is a great summer movie, especially the 4th of July scene where they play under the lights. Great movie.
Yes.
And I respectfully wasn't going to pick it because I knew you would.
Yes, you have
I'm going to go super bad with my movie. They get out for summer, and I just think, truthfully, it's one of the best comedies we had growing up. I think it was a great movie. And I think Superbad. I think because they're getting out for summer is why I think that is one of the picks I made. So Superbad for sure.
Superbad. I definitely didn't think about Superbad. That was not on my mind at all. My next one, if I'm gonna keep going with a little theme here, I like a good holiday movie, right? And you can't go wrong with this movie around Independence Day. Yes, the movie is Independence Day. Will Smith, Jeff Goldblum. It's got aliens. It's got action. You feel very patriotic. It is a classic movie, and I'm shocked when I hear people haven't seen this movie.
Wait, okay, how old are they who didn't see the movie?
There are a lot of people. There are a lot of people on this team I think haven't seen Independence Day.
Man, I'll tell you, that opening scene always stuck with me where Will Smith runs down the alien. That always stuck with me. That was so impressive. And I know it was a movie. I was just like, man, that guy's athletic as hell. Always loved that. All right, my next one is another high school movie going into summer. It's from the 90s. It's called Dazed and Confused. Great movie.
Wow.
Just Ben Affleck's in it, a couple other guys. Great movie. They get out for summer. It's like high school leaving summer. Going into the summer, I love it. I think it's a great movie, and it just is one of my favorites.
All right, well, I'm gonna do two more just to have some fun with us.
Okay.
The first one I'm gonna choose. Are you ready to go to Fat Camp?
Called it. I do that one too, baby. I do that one too.
Yep. Heavyweights, guys. It's one of the most quotable movies of all time. It's such an underrated Ben Stiller movie. You know, you got Lars, you got Tony Perkis, you got Tony Perkis Sr., you know, you got Goldberg, you got Kenan Thompson. I could quote that movie all day. Skinny wieners, you know, I'm getting skinny, Tony. I could go on a tangent with this, but I love that movie. You know, it starts off, kids getting right out of camp. Right out of school, and he's going away to Fat Camp. But, you know, that's one of those classic movies you have to watch. And then my other movie you have to watch in the summer. I grew up watching this movie so many times when I was at my grandma's house. She had VHSs, and so there wasn't a lot to select. But I always watched Clueless. And Paul Rudd still has not changed at all. And so, yeah. Those are my movies.
That is a great call on, well, I'll give you the Clueless, and Paul Rudd has not changed at all. But the Heavyweights is a great one. Now, have you heard the conspiracy theory that Tony Perkins is actually Dwight Goodman, too, in Dodgeball? Which
yes.
It kind of fits, by the way.
I believe it. I believe it. There's so many things that tie along with that. You're like, that character is way too similar to not be the same
I agree.
person.
And I love when he's Wade Goldberg, or the guy who plays Goldberg, and he's got the camera on, and he's way overweight, and he's like, cut the camera, and he freaks out on him, too. Great movie. It is a great movie.
Put your fat finger down.
Movie. All right, my last one will be I Know What You Did Last Summer, because summer is in the title.
Oh, man.
Boom. That's my last one.
Wow.
Also, if I'm giving an extra one, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Love that movie. Takes place in the summer. Yeah, I thought that was a really good one, too. And if it's on TV, I will watch that. It's like a Fast and the Furious. I will watch it no matter what.
It's all about family,
You know what? Fast and the Furious, I feel like, takes place in the summer, too. I should have put that on there.
We really don't know when it takes place. It just takes place in an odd world where everybody's driving these fast cars.
It's no longer about heisting either. It's become something totally different. But that's for conversation for another day. We don't have to do that tonight.
Another day, another time. But I'd like to say thank you guys for listening to our episode. As you can see, Cal's still winning over here in Fortnite. You know, and we got some really cool episodes coming up here at camp. And we will see you next time. So make sure you like and subscribe. And thank you guys for listening to another episode, Not Just Football with Cam Heyward, here on the Vox Media Podcast Network. So thank you guys.